Looking to add some visual interest and depth to your website? Look no further than the parallax effect. This popular technique uses layers of content that move at different speeds as you scroll, creating a stunning illusion of 3D movement. And the best part, you can achieve it all with just HTML and CSS, no JavaScript required. In this video, we'll break down the magic behind the parallax effect and show you how to implement it in your own projects, step by step. Get ready to take your web design skills to the next level. Started by creating the necessary files: index.html and style.css. Boilerplate is the first line in index.html. And change the title to any. Link your CSS file to HTML file. Now, under body tag, creates a simple header with a company name and 3 navigation links to sections on the website. Header section of the webpage. It wraps all the content that typically appears at the top of the page, like the logo and navigation bar. The main heading of the webpage. Nav element defines the navigation bar of the webpage. It contains a list of links to other sections of the website. UL element defines an unordered list, which is used to display the navigation links. LI elements define each individual item within the list. A elements define hyperlinks within the navigation bar. Each has a ref attribute that specifies the destination URL when the link is clicked. Creates a basic hero section with a heading, description, and a button. To make it more effective, consider section of the webpage typically used to group related content. In this case, it represents the hero section. Hero class and ID to the section element. This can be used in CSS to style the hero section specifically. Nested div element with the class hero content likely contains the main content of the hero section. Subheading within the hero content, paragraph within the hero content. Defines a button within the hero content with the label Learn More. However, attribute links to the current page. A section for your website's About Me area. This is the primary About section container. You may use the About ID to reference it in other places in your code, and the About class to style it. This nested div holds the actual content of the About section. Div contains the image representing you or your work. About text div contains the written information about you. Heading element displays the title About Me. Two paragraph elements describe your experience, skills, and communication strengths. A section of your website dedicated to showing your portfolio, complete with pictures, descriptions, and call to action buttons. The Port-folio class for styling and the Port-folio ID for referencing it elsewhere in your code. Nested div holds the actual content of the Port-folio section. Heading element displays the title Port-folio. UL class is equal to Port-folio items. An ordered list defines the container for individual Port-folio items. Li, each list item defines a single Port-folio project. Div class is equal to Port-folio item. Nested div holds the details of each project. In each Port-folio item displays an image using an ing element with a specific source URL and alt text for accessibility. Div class is equal to Port-folio item overlay. This nested div creates an overlay over the image when hovering, allowing additional information to be displayed. H4 heading element displays the project title within the overlay. Paragraph element provides a brief description of the project within the overlay. A class is equal to btn. This anchor element defines a button with the label View Project within the overlay. Repeat the following proxies to more time. Li portions can be copied and pasted. Modify the text and picture. Contact section and footer for your website, providing a way for visitors to get in touch and showcasing your copyright information. The main container for the contact section, with the contact class for styling and the contact ID. Nested div holds the actual content of the contact section. Heading element displays the title Contact Me. Paragraph explains your willingness to hear from visitors and invites them to fill out the form. A form for visitors to submit their message. To input elements with the types, text and email, capture the visitor's name and email address, respectively. Text area element allows for writing longer messages. Submit button triggers the form submission. Footer tag. This element defines the website footer. This paragraph displays copyright information, including the year and company name. The basic styles for your website, starting with the body and then focusing on the header section. Body sets the font family to a stack of sans serif fonts, ensuring good readability across different platforms. Eliminates margin and padding on the body to create a clean, borderless layout. Header applies a dark blue background color with white text for good contrast. Adds padding for breathing space around the content. Centers the content within the header. Header H1 sets the title font size to 32px for prominent visibility. Removes any default margin to avoid extra spacing. Header NavUL removes bullets from the navigation list for a cleaner look. Adjusts the top and bottom margins for proper spacing. Eliminates default padding for tighter spacing between links. Header NavUL LI makes each navigation item an inline block element, enabling horizontal navigation. Adds space between navigation items with a right margin of 20px. Header NavUL LI applies white color and removes text decoration for a clean, clickable link style. Adds a 2px white border for each link to provide visual separation. Rounds the link corners with a 10px radius for a softer look. Adds padding for better legibility within the links. Header NavUL LI Hover defines a hover effect that changes the background color to a vibrant green. Maintains no text decoration and removes the border for a smoother hover transition. Defines basic styles for various HTML elements within sections on your website. Section applies a padding of 50px top and bottom and 0px left and right to add breathing space around content within each section. Sets the text alignment to center for all content within sections. Font size for heading elements 2 and 3. Font size 24 pixels adds a bottom margin of 20 px for space between headings and other content. Heading element 4, font size 18 px. For paragraphs using 16 px, sets a line height of 1.5 for better readability. Adds a bottom margin of 10 px for spacing between paragraphs and other content. Styles for your website's hero section, adding a background image and overlay with text. Hero sets a background image using the provided URL. Uses background size, cover, to stretch the image to fill the available space while maintaining aspect ratio. Positions the image in the center using background position center. Fixes the background image in place with background attachment fixed so it doesn't scroll with the page content. Defines a height of 500 px for the hero section. Hero content applies a black background color with opacity of 0.5, creating a semi-transparent overlay on top of the image. Sets the text color to white for legibility against the dark background. Adds padding of 50 px to create space around the content within the hero. Error: the picture for the hero section and the about section is the same. Return to the HTML file and select a different image from any individual. Defines styles for your website's about section, adding a background image and structuring the content using Flexbox. About sets a background image using the provided URL. This likely applies to the entire section container. About content class uses the Flexbox display to arrange the content within the section horizontally. Sets the justify content, space around, property to distribute the content evenly with equal spacing between them. Applies white color to the entire content within the about content element. About image ink targets the image element specifically within the about image class. Defines the width and height of the image as 200 px and 300 px respectively. Uses object fit cover to scale the image while maintaining its aspect ratio and filling the available space within the about image element. applies a border radius of 50% to create a circular image shape. Port-folio sets a background image with specified properties, covers the entire section container, remains fixed in place during scrolling, sets the height to 100%, ensuring it fills the available vertical space. Port-folio content arranges content items using Flexbox, wraps items to multiple rows as needed, distributes items evenly with space between them, sets text color to light gray, adds margins to create space around the content. Port-folio item assigns full width to each item, enables relative positioning for overlay placement, applies margins for spacing between items. Port-folio item overlay creates a semi-transparent black overlay positioned at the bottom of the item, initially hidden with zero opacity. Smoothly fades in on hover with a 0.5-second transition. Port-folio item hover Port-folio item overlay reveals the overlay when hovering over the item by setting its opacity to 1. CSS code for your contact section. Contact sets a dark background color for contrast, uses white text for readability. Contact form arranges form elements vertically using Flexbox. Sets width to 90% and centers it horizontally for visual balance. Form input Form text area applies styles to all input and text area elements within the form, bottom margin for spacing, padding for visual breathing space, light gray border for visual separation. Rounded corners for a smoother look. Form text area specifically sets a height of 100 px for the text area to accommodate longer messages. Form input type submit styles the submit button, black background with white text for prominence. Removes default border, applies rounded corners, adds padding for visual clarity, changes cursor to a pointer to indicate interactivity. Since the button cannot be seen, let's create some CSS code for buttons. Button style with these properties: vibrant green background, rounded corners with a 12 px radius, white text for contrast, generous padding 20 px for visual clarity, centered text alignment, no text decoration for a clean look, displayed as an inline block element for flexible placement, font size of 16 px for readability, small margin 4 px top and bottom, 2 px left and right for spacing, pointer cursor to indicate interactivity. Button hover applies a hover effect that inverts the colors for visual emphasis, white background with green text. Slightly increases the font size to 24 px for added attention. Footer sets a black background with white text for contrast. Adds padding 10 px for visual breathing space. Centers the content for visual balance. There is much space between the navbar item, header, navul, and li. Change the right margin to 20 pixels. In nav a tag, and change the padding to 5 pixels. Adjust the text size to improve readability. The font size in the H2 and H3 tags is 24 pixels to 3 VW for viewport width. H4 to 2.8 VW. And paragraph to 2.6 VW. About image size to 50 VW. Hence, 1% of the viewport width is represented by 1 VW. There is an unfocused picture of the portfolio. Add an additional CSS property beneath the tag portfolio item. portfolio item ing fills the entire item container. Maintains aspect ratio while covering the available space. The portfolio item overlay includes two mentions of opacity. Remove opacity to 0.5 and update the color to RGBA.
I hope this video has been informative and helpful. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos on computer hardware and other tech topics.